Hey everybody, and welcome along to this week's edition of the Irish Golfer Podcast. Peter Finnan here, and joined as always in studio by the great Ronan McNamara.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm happy to be here. You're in good form anyway.
Hanging in there. Well, I don't know. Yeah, in okay form considering a 97-minute equaliser, bit of a divot in the football pitch there on Friday that we won't get into. But yeah, we're still tracking. We're on track. Leeds United are on track. Lots of stuff to get stuck into this week. Like, it's been a fairly eventful week in golf. I think we'll sort of break this up into two halves of a chat to keep a bit of structure on it. We'll go the tournament route first. We'll have a chat about DP World Tour, PGA Tour, a little bit of stuff that's going on. And then when we get to roundup, it's gloves off, a little bit of iGolf chat. It's been all that's dominated the news since Golf Ireland announced they officially launched it last week, just after we put out last week's podcast. And media partners didn't get a nod on that one, but that's another day's work. Right. On to DP World Tour. Let's start off. It was the only proper golf tournament in play this week. The Alfred Dunhill Links. Thoughts?
Boring.
Really? You're not a fan of this?
No, I'm not a fan of it at all. No. I just watching like some of the best players in the world take advantage of vulnerable links courses isn't really my idea of entertainment.
Really? You thought they were vulnerable?
Well, yeah, 24 under.
Yeah, but that's
it's like course is set up so easy just for the pro-am element as well.
Yeah, there is an element to that. Easy enough pins, they're not like ridiculous. But no, I like this as a tournament. I've always liked this as a tournament. Like, I've never slated it. I can tell why you're not a big fan based on the amateur side. Like, the amateur side of it does.
I don't care if Bob McIntyre's our lad holds a putt for birdie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Or Tyrrell Hatton's dad is getting in like Colesart's way halfway through. Some of them were a bit slow, and that was a bit tedious. But no, I quite like this event. I like the timing of it. I like where it happens. It's more the political importance of this that is brought to the fore. We'll get into the golf end of it first, right? Format 3 golf courses: Kingsbarns, Carnoustie, Old Course. What do you think?
I like the course selection, yeah, and they got lucky with Carnoustie playing pretty easy all week. Kingsbarns is a great golf course. We definitely don't see enough of that at all.
I always find Kingsbarns. Oh, no, I haven't played Kingsbarns.
I've
played the other two.
Unreal things about it.
So do
Everyone
I. And
said
like,
it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's only open since 2000. Like, it's only 24 years old. It's not a real old school traditional type golf course. But no, people rave about it. I have to get across there. I'd love to play it.
You probably will.
Anybody listening over that neck of the woods, my DMs are open. I really liked this tournament. I liked how it played out. There was loads of storylines. It turned into a bit of a live ding dong near the end when you had Legion 13 and Tyrrell Hatton hanging on as the fireballs and David Puig just dropped away in the back nine. But let's start off with Hatton. Thoughts on Tyrrell? Like, he rubs people up the wrong way.
I like him.
I love him.
I love the expletives, shall we say. It was very funny. I think it was on Friday he was playing with Bob Mack, and Hatton missed the putt, and he's like, greens are so slow. Cut them. And then Bob Mack missed the putt. Oh, don't worry, man, the greens are shit.
Yeah, well, them two lads
a bit of that going on all day.
Like, no, Tyrrell definitely did. He sort of whined and cursed his way around the Old Course over the weekend. But first 3-time winner, his 7th DP World Tour win. It's still, he had a course record 61 on that around St Andrews. He co-holds that now with Ross Fisher. But like, he's a 3-time winner on the Old Course in professional tournaments. Got to play it with his dad, stuff like that. It's a very special win. It comes at a very timely time for Tyrrell as well, with his first live golf season just put to a close. And world ranking points obviously slim pickings, few and far between, but he's rocked up to a few DP World Tour events. People aren't happy. Some people online I see comment on, but like, this is the system. He is there. He clearly wants to play Ryder Cup, and he's proven. I know people's argument, you can't have it both ways. You actually can. If you play the system right, there are loopholes there for a reason. I believe the DP World Tour are leaving those open for their own gain, and this tournament was all the better for having all the live guys tee it up.
Yeah, it was a brilliant field. Like, you'd Ram, you'd Hatton, you'd Koepka, you'd Patrick Reed, like major winners all over the place. And yeah, like it's great for Tyrrell. He's definitely a massive winner as far as the whole like merger thing is concerned, and taking advantage of some of the loopholes. Up to 16th in the race to Dubai, into the top 20 now in the world again. That kind of just, like, whatever does happen, that kind of sets him up now for the next 12 months as well.
Yeah, it gives him another year, exactly. Yeah. It gives him another year of, they're all playing the waiting game. We'll get into the politics of it now.
And like, it is definitely easier for the likes of Hatton and Ram to come over to the DP World Tour, because they know they're still the best. They're
welcome. Well. Yeah, like the Tour are welcoming these lads over. There's a massive difference, and I think people are still stuck up on this. Like, they're a different category of live player. You have the rats, which are Poulter, Casey. Honestly, like Westwood. I put Stenson in there as well, like, as just the ultimate double crossers, the way they went about it. Whereas I would have a total different opinion of Tyrrell Hatton and John Ram and guys like this when they come back. They're like, they have made them choices for total different reasons, and they're trying to game the system the way the system is open to be gamed. The other lads, and Sergio as well, I'd put him as one of the rats as well. But there's a reason why those lads are becoming obsolete in golf, and a lot of them are going to have nowhere to go in the next year and a half, and hopefully stuff gets done and stuff gets agreed with the tours. But no, I'm a big fan of Hatton and Ram and co coming across and trying to better themselves and taking advantage of the system.
Yeah, well, that's what it's there for, I'm disappointed Tyrrell won, though. I wanted Big Nico to win.
Yeah,
man.
I did put into our Slack channel, our WhatsApp group. I was torn coming down the back nine. I really wanted Hatton to do it because I know how much was at stake for him career-wise, and it's nice to see that sort of jeopardy, as in he needed to do this to get so many events up and make sure he was at Fitzy's wedding according to his interview afterwards. But Colsaerts, I was rooting for him down. It was it's a real just resurrection. I love a redemption story like that. Like, I was big into the Matteo Manassaro stuff. I seen Paul Dunn had a great round last week after us bigging him up as well, but didn't go too well from after that. But he's shown signs. But no, Colsaerts was really good. It was just some performance. Like, to get a sponsor's invite, he's without a top 10 since 2023 Dunhill Links, and world ranking is 695. So, like, his ability to hang around was something that I doubted at the start of the round, but he proved that he's well capable, especially in a course like St Andrews the way it was. It was playing quite tough yesterday as well. Definitely suited him playing into his wheelhouse, but like, he's trying to juggle two careers there. Like, he's stepped into broadcasting, sort of relying on exemptions to try and reclaim his card, and yesterday's finish took care of all that for him.
Yeah, it's mad to think what happened to him. I know he's not been well the last 2 or 3 years, but like, since the 2012 Ryder Cup, he disappeared, really, didn't he? Like, his last win was 2019, and that was 7 years after Medina. Like, he hits the ball a country mile still, and you look at him, you think, how are you not still, competing at the top level? Like, he's only 41.
That's what I couldn't believe. He's only 41. Like, it seems like he's been around for so long. 41 is still quite young, like, and physically he's in good nick. So you'd like to think that he'd do, but like, I don't know, like, you can look up his injury struggles, his illness struggles. Like, he's had a lot over the last number of years. No point in us getting into them, but it's quite high profile stuff, and it really was debilitating stuff that set him back. So he's been quite unlucky with his health in his career, but yeah, it's great to see him. Like, the win would have been great, but I think the win, despite the fact Tyrrell, it's a 7th win on the DP World Tour, and he's doing what he's doing, I think the win actually meant more to Hatton than it would have to Colsaerts. In a really weird type way, Hatton needed it more. Colsaerts, the second spot, still gets him his tour card locked up for next year. Like, it's €500,000 he's after winning on an invite. He's back. I think we've the French Open in a couple of weeks. That's his last DP World Tour win, so he's going somewhere that he likes the look of, and more power to him. Really good. The Albatross was class. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was cool.
So good. Up the slope at the back, roll back down. And he'd no clue about it. Like, couldn't see. He just starts tracing towards the hole and didn't find out for a couple of minutes. But no, it was really good. I enjoyed watching Colsaerts. But no, Hatton he answered all the questions. Like, he was coasting away at this tournament, double bogey, 13 out of nowhere. The bunkers just really caught up with him, which is what I love about St Andrews. The bunkers on the back nine is so good. And 13-14, dropped 3 shots. Colsaerts picks one up. It's game on. But when the crunch came to it, when push came to shove, like playing 17 and 18, like how Hatton played 17 all week was like the 2 times he played it, so good. The lines he takes off that tee, compared, like there was 150 yards between them off the tee, not distance wise, like width wise. Dispersion wise, like even though Colsaerts is a big hitter, he just went down the second. He just was not taking it on at all, whereas Tyrrell really just has no problem taking it over the hotel right down the narrow line and leaving himself a good angle in. And that shot, the 7 wood that he hit into 17, that was the winner. That was the game winning shot. Like, he left himself 210-15 yards into the green, and where he hit that 7 wood was the only place you can hit it. Like, you're going sort of long left, back left of the green. Such a class shot. So good.
Yeah. Bob McIntyre is not a fan of 17.
No,
see that?
I have him down as I have him down for later on. You can get into it if you want, but I'll have a rant about him on the back end. He just is giving it away. He is in my villain category this week. But yeah, he's not a fan. We'll get into that in a bit. But it's I really enjoyed this tournament. Like, the politics of it all. Like, even the
you love hits and giggles, don't you? Yeah,
when Bill Murray annoyed me that he was there, but he kind of settled in a bit. Bill Murray seems to be different when you take him out of America. He hams it up a bit too much over there. He was a bit quieter this week. I like I do the team element of it. Like, is good. We had an Irish winner in it as well, you know, with Torbjorn Olesen and Dermot Desmond claimed the team championship, going around, and like, you see the scores they pumped in, 58 and 59 over the weekend is some serious numbers.
Yeah,
around that. Like,
it is very good.
It's crazy, and they won it by 2. Dermot Desmond, 74 years of age. I would not put him in the JP McManus or any of the McManus's bracket when it comes to golf and managing what you're playing off leading into tournament. He's a good single figure player.
He's a Rovers rat as well.
What?
He's a Shamrock Rovers rat.
He's a Shamrock Rovers. He likes the hoops. But no, like Dermot Desmond at 74 years of age, he played off 6 for this championship, 2/3 of his. So he's maintaining a really good handicap. He plays to a good level. It's the second time he's won this. Around, I think he won with Robert Carlson back in 2010, but he was on the card 6 times in the final round as well. So like, he contributed a fair bit. It wasn't all the pro. He has bragging rights in his own gaff as well. I seen his 3 sons miss the cut. So Ross and Brett all failed to make the 54-hole cut. And he did a little speech afterwards when he was collecting his overall prize, and he was quite well spoken at, like, they're much better golfers than I am. He said, at my age now, I'm a realist. I know I can do, and I know what I can't do, and there are a lot of things that I can't do that they can do, but I just had a good weekend and that was it. So no, fair play to him. It's good to see that, and yeah, he's such a big supporter of golf on the DP world and the global level that it's good to see.
Still, Rovers rat.
Rovers won again at the weekend as well.
He's going for
the 5 in a row. Going for the 5 in a row. It didn't look on. Poor old Duffer struggling to get shells over the line. He's given Derry City, you know, we're flip-flopping here, but he's given Derry City 0 chance. Like, literally what he said in his press conference yesterday, like, Derry have 2 games in hand. They've just lost another game. They've 3 games left. I think they've no win in 10 now, or 1 win in 10, Rovers, or Shells have. And he came out and he said, look, we've 3 games left. If we win those 3, we're champions of Ireland. Just going, Jesus, pal, they're big statements. Yeah, you could win them 3. I know, yeah, exactly. Anyway, back to the golf. The politics of all this really interested me. Johan Rupert trying to bring golf back together again. That's what I'm saying about earlier about it being a great time of the year. It pisses me off that it takes a billionaire like him to try and connect the tours, get things over, get Jay Monahan over. Like, why was Jay Monahan over here? Why did he come over?
He's not a bad golfer as it goes.
No, he's not a bad golfer, but like, why was he coming over?
Like, if you read the room, there's clearly, I'd say, some behind closed doors chats with Yasir and some of the other key figures as well. There had to be.
It really annoys me, the two lads playing friends when they hate each other. Like, let's just not. They think we're gobshites watching this. Like, oh, let's hug it out on the 18th. Little cameos, little camera things. There's only one reason in my head that Jay Monahan's coming over here, and that is because he knows the DP World are a massive threat to his overall plan of trying to keep this long fingering as long as possible, trying to keep whatever deal is done into 2025, maybe into 2026. And people are getting pissed off with it. People are getting angry with the politics of how this is going on. If he didn't turn up there, it would have been, a lot of stuff is going on there. You have a lot of big power hitters there. You know, when you get the JP McManuses and Dermot Desmonds and Rory McIlroy and Johan Ruperts and guys.
McIlroy playing with all of them as well.
But yeah, but that's the thing. But like, Rory is a big part in all this, as you know, strategically how he stepped away from his board roles on the PGA Tour. But it does seem like he's kind of Guy Kinning's right-hand man with a lot of things. And new I know we've a strategic alliance with the DP World Tour and the PGA Tour, but there is definitely so much more at play here, and that is the only reason Jay Monahan got on his private jet and come over here for the week, because he knows there is stuff happening in the background without his involvement, and they will be underpinned if they do not cop onto themselves. The DP World Tour will, I'm not going to say sell out to live, but look at more of a global approach.
But like, if you look at the field that they had this week and then Spain as well, like the DP World Tour has so much to gain if the negotiations go, tits up.
Yeah, and they
they could just flip it and say, "You come on over here and play for us."
It's the ultimate flex by the DP World Tour, like an event like this at a time like this, and it's just such a pity. Johan Rupert, it takes someone like him to go and pull all this together and actually go out of his way to invite guys over that make this a better tournament. It really highlights what we're missing out on a global scale with the divide we have at the top. But I don't see the appetite. I know there's the DOJ stuff happening with the trying to get a deal done in America, but that's irrelevant to the global scale, and it just makes so much sense now for DP World Tour and PIF Live to do something together and actually have it that it's still like they're getting on with the PGA Tour and there's a proper ecosystem, or do a proper world tour. Like, this is what Rory what Rory's angling for, and he's coming out with a lot of sound bites, like giving little indications of what he's at, what he's thinking, and it's the only way forward from what I can see.
Yeah, like a world tour built around national opens, I think would help golf in Europe as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, even but the politics of it all, even I have like notes written down there, little asterisks. Why isn't the winner of this tournament getting a Masters invitation, whereas the winner and the Sanderson Farms get there's so many bad things. Like, national opens on the DP World Tour should be getting, like, the Irish Open winner should be getting a Masters invitation as well. Stuff that.
If fall events on the PGA Tour are getting
it's so bad. It's so badly weighted. When you have the world ranking points weighted in their favour, you have the access into the majors weighted in their favour. Like, when you actually strip it back and have a look at all it, and this has turned into a bit of a live rant. This is getting back to the John Craven days with me now. Except you're not coming back at me with the dirty money politics and all that. But
you'll just say there were worse regimes.
Yeah, no, but from all right, I'll take that one on the chin. You have me lost there now on what I was going to say, but no, on the on this side of the water, it's something that has to be done. They have to get into a room and they have to get it sorted out. That's it. You totally ruined my line of thought there, my whole trail. But like, at the end of the day, with how Liv is going, and like, I'm not a fan of Liv per se, but I watch it and I enjoy bits of it, and I enjoy something that it brings to the table. It's different, and it's growing as a product, in my opinion. I don't slate it like people are online going, like, they're just so one-dimensional about it. I have different categories, like I said, of how I look at some of these players, but there is a big 6 months ahead of Live and what, like, they're not walking away from golf. They're going to double down. They did an agreement like a year ago. They had an agreement when the legal challenges were dropped and we wouldn't poach players and stuff like that. And then they opened their checkbook and they got John Rahm. They will do the same again this winter. Like, they need a couple more superstars. They're buying legitimacy, and there seems to be less reason for guys, especially on the European Tour side, not pointing at Rory McIlroy or anything like that, but there seems to be less of a hindrance from guys going. If you have access to events like the Dunhill and the DP World Tour, get their act together and start putting on events like this that have access for live players, it's only going to go one way.
Yeah, and then even like another point to that is, if you look at someone like David Puig or however you pronounce his name, like, he, all of a sudden you're thinking, if things get sorted out the way he's played the last couple of weeks, you're looking at someone who could be on the Ryder Cup team.
Yeah. If he won, so if David Puig won, if you look at his with this win stats, he would have been into the top 40 of the DP World Tour rankings, which shows how well this is weighted towards these events, and kind of that's a little loophole in the system as well. Now, some of these loopholes are left there on purpose by the DP World Tour because they know access. Like, there's no one on the European Tour that does not want John Rahm as part of the Ryder Cup team. There's no one, I don't think there's anyone as part of that team or the back room or the politics at the top of the DP World Tour that wants Tyrrell Hatton there as well. They're two lads they want to give every opportunity, and have given every opportunity to come along and get involved. And yeah, more power to them. But yeah, David Puig was funny. Like, we're going on about stats and see his final round. Like, he was the closest challenger. He went out in 29 and came home in 39.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Like, like St. Andrews was a tale of two halves. But
same with your man Tom Vaillant, the French guy.
Yeah.
He was going
that was an expensive
seriously well, yeah.
Bogeyed like 14, 15, 16, 17.
12, 15, 16, 17, yeah.
So tough and expensive, but yeah, like, big ups to Johan Rupert. I'll probably be mentioning him later on as well. Bless you, Ronan.
Thank you.
But yeah, like I was saying, system is a bit in limbo land. When you look at Dunhill Links, definitely should have master spots, as should not Masters, National Opens and stuff like that. But yeah, other players in the field, Tommy Ladd was a bit just cold putter.
Never mind him.
Never mind him.
Honestly, no, like, he's. I've said this loads of times about Tommy Fleetwood. I'm actually sick of him. Like, at this stage, I used to love him, and everyone thinks he's great with his hair, and, like, you know, he's a great advert for Head and Shoulders and all that kind of crack. But the man can't buy a putt under pressure from 6 feet.
Yeah.
Like, he could have won this thing by 4 or 5 shots. The putts he missed over the weekend.
Yeah, on every course he's missing. So it's still like different. It's funny,
and he's still shooting, you know, 68,
67s and
everything. And, like, he's 10th in the world. And I'm thinking, what have you won in the last decade of any significance? Genuinely, like, it's another Tommy Fleetwood rant for me, but, like, bloody hell, I'm actually sick of it.
Jeez, as a Liverpool man now.
He's Everton though.
Now we know why you don't like Tommy Fleetwood, because like, he's a blue.
Like, you look at his career, and it's a great career. 7 wins on the DP World Tour. Hasn't won in America, has he?
No.
And he never will.
Do you think so?
Well, he keeps putting like that. No.
All right. Right, let's get into the Irish boys. We'll take them from the top, work our way down. Shane Lowry tied 12th, 68, 70, 68, 66 final round, 16 under.
Third is 4th successive top 13 finish, and his third 12th place finish in 4 events,
while being absolutely knackered.
Yeah, and he's off now for a couple of weeks, thank God. But
a good performance.
Yeah. Look, he's
put him on a links course, he'll do damage.
28th in the world now. He's turned, like, as we've said so many times, what could have been a real dodgy year into a pretty handy one.
Yeah. No, it is really good. Then Yeah, like it's good to see him taking the few weeks off. It is good to see him taking the time off before, like he's going to head out to Dubai and Abu Dhabi and stuff like that at the end in the next month or so. And like he's a good record around Abu Dhabi as well. Won that tournament back in 2019, which kicked it all off for his major win season. So yeah, no, really good stuff from Shane. And enjoy your few weeks off. I'd say he'll stay at home as well. I can't see him going back to the States.
No, I'd say he'll stay home. Yeah,
depends where the kids are. Yeah. Rory tied 25th, 14 under, a couple of shots back.
Never really feel he plays well at this event, actually.
No, well, bar 2007 when he got third and it was an invite from Johan Rupert to help him avoid having to go to tour school, and finished third. The rest is history. But yeah, now outside that, there seems to be a lot gets done at this tournament off the golf course, and we were talking about the politics of it all, and Rory is nose deep into that trough, going through what's going on, how things are going. Like the evening times and the night times in these tournaments are pretty much as important as the networking side of it as what's happening. They're probably more important as to what's happening on the golf course. So Rory's always a great addition to this event. And like we were highlighting David Puig doing mad stuff, like Rory in the same day. Like Rory he was out in 29 as well. 7 birdies in the opening 9 holes, and then just went dry in the back 9 to carry the 68, just stalled in the back 9. But Rory's just in chill out zone mode, isn't he? Having a bit of fun now. Yeah,
and God, Jerry was shocking, wasn't he?
Yeah. Jerry's birthday and everything, going over fist bumping kids with signs, and it was funny. But I know it's good for the lads to be able to do that around. And I know little Birdie told me as well, like last night they partied on. Tyrrell Hatton had a nice little party on into the wee hours of the morning, and Rory and Shane went to that as well. So like they're all tight. They're all keeping their Ryder Cup is very much on these guys' agendas, and there will be no one more happy for Tyrrell Hatton winning than someone like Rory McIlroy, because he knows what he brings to a team, and what we will need characters like Rory McIlroy to stand up and be or like Tyrrell Hatton to stand up and be counted in New York. Like he will love the hate that is poured on him, and the more guys like that we get into our team coming into next year, the better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Where are we going? Tom McKibben, tie 43rd. Not the weekend he would have wanted.
No, he was in a good position, kind of halfway.
Stalled at St Andrews, the final round, stalled. He'd 6, he shot level par in the final round, but he'd 6 birdies on the card around St Andrews. Too many mistakes, but still maintaining. He's still 15th position, still holding on to that 9th tour card of 10, and like we said last week, just needs to keep tipping along. More of the same.
Well, it's squeaky bum time now for that PGA Tour card.
Yeah, no,
three regular events left before the playoffs, whatever they're called now.
It's the guys behind him, like your man Hidalgo that won. He's a close challenger now, actually. The guy that won in Madrid beat John Rahm last week. Like he's, between Guido and him, there's not a lot. Like Tom is opening up a bit of ground, so no, it's good. It's all positive. And Tom is, he's young, fit enough, and hungry enough for the fight that's up ahead. And there's nothing he hasn't played in before that's coming up ahead of him. So no, it's all good. Harrington as well.
Yeah, during the first round I thought he was going to be well up there, and then he kind of faded towards the end and never really got it back. Like just the low scoring element of it all just didn't really help him at that stage. Once you've kind of fallen away after round 1, you're playing a serious amount of catch up. Yeah,
he finished when you put it into context, he finished the same score and tied 25th as Rory McIlroy. So there's a massive age difference and a massive
still though,
physical difference.
3 rounds in the 60s.
This is no slouch of a tournament. The really good thing, and that's highlighted by the last player that we have to highlight in this before we move on, Alex Maguire. He will be very disappointed coming away from this. Got a last minute shout to come in, and not what he wanted.
No, Carnoustie kind of done him out of it really.
Opening 74 first day.
Yeah, but even Harrington's 67 in the first round at Carnoustie was the second best on the day on that golf course, and he was nowhere near the lead. So maybe playing Carnoustie first kind of went against those kind of guys. But yeah, for Alex, it was a good opportunity missed, particularly given that he was going to play St Andrews back-to-back at the weekend, and we all know what he can do around there. And he did shoot a bogey-free 67, but
that's it. Bogey-free 67.
Too little, too late.
It was. Well, it just goes to show the fine margins. He finished 4 under par, missed the cut by 2. Like, so 6 under par is your cut at an event like this. Now it's over 3 rounds, so it's a bit deeper than it normally would be. And we got a flat cam Saturday on most of the courses. But still, the standard in this is just so, like, if you were just to read statistically in his finish tied 121st, you just think, it's a shite week. But it's actually not. Like, to shoot 4 under par cumulatively around those 3 courses like he did, he has game. It's just now, where does he go? Yeah, event-wise, what? He's no option. He's running out of options, really. Yeah,
and then the Q School first stage being rained off after 36 holes has done him out of it completely.
So, like, 2025 is going to be a tough year. You're kind of clutching it a bit, pay and play job, isn't it?
Clutching on the clutch.
Clutching on the clutch. But, yeah, like, it's a tough road ahead. But, like, yeah, he has the game. He proved he has the game. It's just getting the starts and getting into these. Like, that was a valuable start for him, and he's missed the boat on it this time around. So, hopefully he gets more.
Did you get your car washed?
Oh, yeah, my car's out there getting valeted now.
I see it now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good to yourself.
Shining.
You're good to yourself.
That's a good spot out the window. Right, stick to golf now. You're after bringing up my car getting washed, Shamrock Rovers, Dermot Desmond. You're bringing up all sorts.
You brought up Dermot Desmond.
Well, to keep the blinker, I'll have to get. You're like a young racehorse. I'll have to get you blinkered. Right, PGA Tour. Did you watch this now?
No, I followed it on the leaderboard because Seamus Power was going well, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, will I wake up now tomorrow morning and see that Keith Mitchell has bogeyed the last? And he did.
And he did. Yeah, it was. Now, I only watched the back 9 Sunday is all I watch on a lot of these sort of second fiddle PGA Tour events. But yeah, Kevin Yu just came out of nowhere. This is his first win. He, like, in fairness to him, that the 18th hole was playing the 3rd hardest hole on the course all week, and he birdies the 72nd hole and birdies the first playoff hole.
Yeah, that's fair play to him.
That's assassin mode. That's how you get it done.
And he's up to 71st in the world, but even like his ranking before that, he was 135 and he was lingering around the top 100. Like, he's no slouch in that regard. It's not like he's come from 450th in the world. And
no, he's no slouch, but it just goes to show the difference of, like, I could name so many players, young players coming through, or players like that. Now Kevin Yu has played himself into having a PGA Tour card, has earned the right to do that. But you're not going to tell me he's a better player than someone like a Tom McKibben.
No.
And he's well ahead of him on the world rankings now because he's got one. This is where the whole ecosystem is out of kilter. But no, fair play to him. Gets the job done. It was like a battle of the visors coming down on the back 9 with like Bo Hostler and Teflon Keith or whatever you call him, like,
and like 2 horrendous fellas to be
Kashmir
looking at as well.
Keith, actually, not Teflon.
Kashmir.
But yeah, no, it was hard to watch. I watched it, like, I tuned in the back 9. The innovation coming from the PGA Tour is just shocking from their host providers, from the TV side of things. We're so lucky with Sky Sports. Like, these boys sent out press releases last week about lads going around and doing like, we're doing in-round interviews now with players.
Well done. Sky are doing that for 10 years.
Like, they're doing it a day, and there's a limited amount of questions they're going to be, like, they're only allowed to ask 2 questions, and they have to be pre-scripted. You're just going, lads, this is shocking, like, this is bad. And then halfway through the final round, I don't know, did you see this, the little bit that you'd watched? So Keith Mitchell is there, and he's a shot clear, he's 4 holes to play, and they get JT posting on the phone, like Skyping in on his phone from baggage arrivals in the airport on his way home, like after the thing, rooting for his buddy, talking about his wardrobe and how he's the best dressed man on tour and all. You're just going, lads, this is septic. It was so bad to watch. But I was glad when he came in the end, when Kevin Yu came in, because I can't stomach watching the like of Keith Mitchell. I don't know what it is about him. Bo Hustler the same. Like Bo Hustler,
It's two sweaty lads.
no, but Bo Hustler is, the Poulter beat him in a playoff a while ago. Back when he was like, you're going back 6-7 years for that one. I remember sitting down doing stuff with Bo Hustler with TaylorMade actually over in the Kingdom in 2018, 2019 when he just come on the scene. Like, he was a good Walker Cup player. It was actually Jack Hume. I think him and Jack Hume went toe to toe.
Yeah,
at one of the Walker Cups.
He kind of burst onto the scene at one of the US Opens as well.
Yeah, just after that. But yeah, he just one of these nothing middle of the road guys. But like when you look at what a runner up finish gets a guy like Bo Hustler, it's a lot, and it's probably too much. But yeah, so
it's far too much considering like Hatton only got 18 like world ranking places. Hustler's gone from 100 in the world to 79 for coming second
for bottling a playoff.
Yeah.
Like it's now he came very close, Bo Hustler, to being my villain. I think people can read between the lines now. You know, we've avoided something earlier on. I'm saving it late. He came very. I don't know. Did you see the ruling that he looked for in 18? Did you see this? Did you see the ruling? What are you? I can't keep you focused. Stay looking at me. Stay looking at me. Did you see Bo Hustler on the 72nd hole?
No, I heard the
ruling.
Was the NBC or the Golf Channel cut away then?
Oh, did
as
they?
The ruling was going on.
I was watching it on Sky.
Classic American television.
You're a dodgy box watcher. I was watching it, so I pay me dues.
No,
I was watching on Sky, so they stuck with it, and I'm actually glad that they did stick with it. It's a pity the American viewers didn't get to see what sort of just a horrible move the Hustler was trying to take advantage of the rule. So looking for TIO. Line of sight stuff. His ball was plumb square behind a tree, like literally a foot from a tree. He had no line to the green, and if he wanted to go left of the tree, he had to hit like an 80-yard cut. If he wanted to go right of the tree, he had to hit the same as a hook. Impossible shots, never on. And he looks for TIO because there's a stand between him and the green, and he's fighting it out with a rules official, trying to say, well, if I play this shot, I have to go over that stand, so you have to give me a drop. And your man's like, absolutely not. He went looking for a second opinion, second guy came in, and thankfully the ref was of strong mind and said, listen, you know that shot's not on and stuff like that. Like, he just came across as an absolute spanner. And like, this TIO stuff is getting a bit out of hand with guys when they're coming down the stretch and they're in behind trees and they're getting TIO from line of sight of something that's not actually in their line, and then playing different shots. And there's it's borderline cheating, trying to cheat, doing stuff like that. And even that they're getting TIO now from cables that are holding up like microphones and cameras and stuff like that are so not in their line or not out of the way. And we've seen some really dodgy rulings coming down the stretch in tournament. I'm glad the referee held it. Now, in fairness to Hustler, he pitched out, stuck it stone dead, and hold the putt for par while he was watching Keith Mitchell lay a big line of shite across the 18th green and tree jag from 34 feet. Like, in fairness to him, he was going for it, but he didn't even touch the hole with his putt coming back. So yeah, they both got what they deserved anyway, and they left Kevin Yu to lift probably the worst trophy in golf. Did you see the photographs of it? Have you seen this before?
No. If you don't like what you're seeing, why do you watch it?
It's the Sanderson Farms Open, and they literally gave him a big cock as a trophy. So he's to kiss a big cock on the thing. It is literally like a cock as big as his head, and they're giving it to him this, and he's to kiss this and hold it up. It's a funny trophy. Anyone that hasn't seen it, look it up online. You will get a chuckle from it. But yeah, I watch it because I have to. It's your job as well. You're meant to be watching it. So, but yeah. That was it. Seamus Power.
Good week.
Getting away from the guys at the top. Yeah, good week for Seamus. He's doing what he needs to do at the start of the season. 66, 67, 69. Closing 66 with a bogey on the last, which will leave a sour taste. It was expensive.
Yeah, he would have got a top 10 for that.
And expensive. It would have been tied for 8th at the start of that. It was probably worth the guts of $90,000 to $100,000. Not that the money, but it's the points for him at the start of the year. But no, he's starting off the way you would want him, just lurking outside the top 10. A couple of nice finishes and showing some game.
Yeah, he needs that FedEx Cup fall thing. He's in that 51st to 60th bracket, I think it is.
Yeah.
And if you stay in that, you get into the Genesis and the AT&T at Pebble Beach, which would be good. They're 2 signature events, and if he does a bit better, he might get into the Century, I think, which Century Tournament of Champions, which just is not the Tournament of Champions anymore, is it?
Well, they're letting anyone in.
It's a tournament.
Yeah, it is. It's a tournament. Yeah, no, it's good. But anything else from the PGA Tour?
No, it's just boring. It's this terrible time of the year where you think, why is the PGA Tour on?
Why does it exist?
Why does it exist this time of year? You know, you'd nearly wish it didn't, and that the DP World Tour could get the full spotlight this time of year, because they have big events on.
Yeah, well, that's the way it's meant to be. But like, these guys have too many events on. This fall series is total bullshit. But yeah, whatever. Right, it's taken me 40 minutes. 2 things I didn't mention. Right, yeah, we'll get into the iGolf stuff now. I'm a devil for this. These boys are putting good money into this. Flowgas. This podcast is brought to you by Flowgas. It's the worst. I'm the worst ad read ever.
The second half of this podcast.
The front and the second. Yeah, this is the fall part of the podcast. Do you know what threw me? The weather. We've been going on the last few weeks saying the weather is changing. Sign up for Flowgas stuff.
Not.
Get in. It's not. We're going back warm again, lads. You can hold on. Just consider their offers. This. Visit flowgas.ie. They do have some seriously good winter packages, and we have had the budget since we were talking to you last, and yeah, they're going to give us a couple of €150 credits, but Flowgas will give you a lot more. Check them out. They help the game a lot. Like we say, a lot. They do sponsor a lot in golf, be it from up and coming tour players. They stick with them right the way through when it's so hard to get sponsors, and they sponsor a lot of our elite amateur tournaments as well with Golf Ireland. So yeah, flowgas.ie, visit them, have a look. They will look after you. Right, nice little segue into
worth the wait.
Golf Ireland, right, iGolf. Where do we start? This was dropped in true political fashion the day before the budget.
Yeah, just bury it there underneath. It'll be like the FAI.
You'd swear there was someone involved in politics that was making these type of decisions, but yeah, there's layers and layers and layers to this. But yeah, to drop something like this in, like we all knew it was coming. And I want to put it on record before we get into a little debate on this. I'm actually in favour of this system. I actually think it's a good system, and it has worked in other regions. It has worked in, like, you could go New Zealand and Scotland and England and Canada, and it's grown the game, and statistically it's proven to grow the game. It's an RNA initiative that they're rolling out globally. I spoke to Martin Slumbers directly on this about a month ago and asked him about it. Golf Ireland have been sitting on a letter. They've been told this is coming. If you don't do it, we'll do it. It was given to them in writing well over a year ago, and they know what they have to do. And they're implementing something that they feel will grow the game, and so do I. And so I want to come out of it. This is not a have a go at Golf Ireland. I'm actually in favour of this. What I'm not in favour of is the messaging around it and how they've introduced it and how they've tried to... They haven't listened to their clubs. No. From all of the information I'm getting, like the information part of this was all one-sided. They did not get out in front of it. They let someone up in Ballyliffin like John Farron get out in front of this, and John had some really valid points when he brought this up initially, and came out, and some of it might have been a bit misleaded that he came out with, but at the same time he got out and he got his valid points across. And Golf Ireland just seemed to have dropped the ball from a comms and a messaging point of view around this, and have let the narrative run away from what this actually is and how it could help. And that's their fault.
Yeah, because golf clubs see it as a threat. And
they do, and they shouldn't.
Not what it's supposed to be.
It's not what it's supposed to be. Now, there are certain levels of threat that you can say, and like it's up to us to have balance on this. It's up to us to actually look at this subjectively from both sides. And anybody that, like, I had a conversation with a guy who's involved in golf last Friday, who has been involved in golf for the last decade, doesn't have a handicap, and said, this is a great way in. I've had a chat to another guy who didn't know that there was a 3-year exclusion period beforehand to get people in. Like, I just don't see the... People are coming out with all sorts of, this is going to kill the game and this is going to close golf clubs, and I just can't see it.
It'll hurt rural clubs, I think. Like members clubs, particularly where you're from. You're from a good members club in the middle of nowhere.
I cannot see it hurting Ace Golf Club.
Can you
just can't. No.
What about like
a Craddockstown out the road? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
trying to attract like younger younger players into the game.
This is the one area. That is the one area that I'd actually agree with. But there's a problem there with the mid-am circle, and I read your piece that you did with Eddie. You got some good quotes off Eddie over in Malahide Golf Club, and Eddie is a very, very clever chap, very knowledgeable chap, really good club manager. And he made some really good points about it will hurt clubs from the mid-am side of things. So guys in their 30s to 40s that haven't been a member in a club and maybe want to migrate back into golf after having their kids and doing that, and they might think twice now because there's an easy €65 rather than €650, or if you're looking to join a golf club in Dublin area, like you've whatever upwards of $1-2 grand plus joining fees in some areas. I agree that is one area.
But like those people then, like they'll be looking to get back into golf because their kids are 6, 7, 8 years of age.
Yeah,
those kids now won't be joining golf clubs either.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that, and that is an area. But that is where I think this will evolve, and this is what even I don't know. Is there a limit on how long you can have an iGolf handicap?
It didn't say. I don't think.
Didn't say. Yeah, like
that's poor.
It is poor. Like this would be an unbelievable system if they put 3 year beforehand you can't, and you're only allowed to have a handicap with iGolf for 5 years, and we're going to find you a golf club. Imagine how positive that would be. Like the facts of the matter are, from Golf Ireland's point of view, they're being told they have to do this, and they're implementing it. There's 200,000 registered golfers approximately in this country with Golf Ireland. Yet there's 400,000 approximate people who play golf in this country. You have to have a regulated system. You have to incorporate people in and give them an option of a handicap. And I think it's the right thing to do for the game going forward. But
I have a friend who was a really good golfer growing up, and because he has other sporting commitments and things, he can't play at weekends, and so what's the point in him joining a golf club? He'll get no value out of it, and he hasn't played in about 7 years, and this would suit him down to the ground.
And that's good.
But like, you're going to have golf clubs now forming like sort of resistance and charging X amount for open competitions. And I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like,
but if you're someone who's my age, say, living in Dublin, like say I live in Kinseely, where along like the M50 kind of strip, you've got golf clubs to choose from coming out of your ears. Suits you down to the ground.
Yeah, like 100%. Like, what is Golf Ireland's remit? To grow the game. That is their remit. Like that, I know a lot of clubs are really, really angry over the potential risks to this, and I feel I'm like bigging this up. I'm not. I've come out and I've been very critical about Golf Ireland, about how they've introduced this, and like the powers that be in Golf Ireland around strategy, around communications, around how they have not listened to their stakeholders, they have not listened to their clubs. But if they actually come out and went through this in a proper way, in a well-structured communicative manner that actually involved their clubs and showed the benefits in a realistic way, I think clubs will be on board with this. And it's sad. It is sad because there are guys carving each other up online, and like I have never seen stats like it that I did last week on our website and all of our social channels, and all you had to do was mention a name and bang, like the lights lit up. Like the stats were through the roof on people getting their backs up, and some people making silly comments because they clearly haven't read.
They just see change, like, to hell with this.
But this is the problem. They just see Golf Ireland now, and they see Golf Ireland as the enemy. WHS, they didn't learn from WHS, from the messaging around that and how badly that's been handled. And like, there's a big problem of it. I've never known a time, I've been working in golf 24, 25 years, I've never known such disconnect from our national governing body towards the consumers and the paying customers that it's there to serve and be there for. It's just that disconnect does not need to be there, and it just, these are all my opinions, but it's not a good place. It doesn't seem to be in a good place from a messaging point of view. Like, they do so much good work in Golf Ireland, and they just undermine themselves with silly things like this around just not getting their messaging out right to what this actually is.
Yeah, but like, see, even the way like the email it was just dropped in randomly, almost like it felt, and this could have been announced at an AGM or something.
Yeah, well, it was announced at an AGM, and it was serious. Even the calls they were on with clubs, like, it was like one-way conversations. You're not allowed to ask any questions and stuff like that because they know. But it's just a total wrong way of going about it. We could go on about this all day. And in fairness to Golf Ireland, I've read stuff online, and they have said no to so many things. Every question we have asked them on iGolf, they have come back and answered. Every question that we have put to them over the last month, they've come back and answered to us. They're more than good to us when we ask the right questions. But it doesn't need to be that way. It needs to be them getting out ahead of things, and that's my only criticism of the whole thing. But like, iGolf layered upon WHS, and just the mismanagement of how it's implemented just seems to be, sad. It's sad. It's sad to see so many people having a go at a national body, but that's the landscape we find ourselves in, right? We'll draw a line under that, and there's a podcast on its own, getting a good manager and someone from Golf Ireland on to come out and actually chat through the facts, the do's, the don'ts, hopefully when we do reach out on that, Golf Ireland take the opportunity, as they have in everything else we've asked them, to get onto a platform and actually have a proper chat. Right, roundup. Stuart Grehan. Start with Stuart Grehan.
Soldier has fallen.
It's sad. Like,
it is.
It's sad to see such good, talented players, that are so young, moving away from the professional game. But like, on the other hand, I think it's such a brave thing for him to do. He's announced he's finished with professional golf now. He's gonna explore the options of coming back into the amateur game, and he's had a lot of change in his life in the last year. He's gone through college stuff. He's coupled up with a company that he's going working for now. He will be in with us in the next week to record a podcast on just where he's at and what his plans are and what he's doing. But stepping away from professional golf, looking back to the amateur side. He's had a new baby in the house in the last 6 months as well, himself and Carla, so more power to him, and it's great to see. It's probably the toughest thing ever to step away from professional golf, because he's so close. He's such a good player, but he sees a better future elsewhere. And you see guys like, I've seen guys like Stephen Brown doing this back in the day. Stephen Brown was a winner in the Challenge Tour and just walked away from golf. Just not for me. And he's now got his amateur status back. He's won some senior stuff in the last year, and he's really good. Forged a good business career with himself. Stayed involved with golf. He's a captain out in Hermitage over the last few years as well, and heavily involved in golf still. And there's a good future for Stuart Grehan. When you see the template that someone like Golf Strong has done down in Cork, of coming back. Peter O'Keefe was a professional, didn't work out for him, came back to the amateur side. Stuart Grehan will rack up some nice national championships if he goes along. He's a really good player, and didn't get the Walker Cup shout first time around. Who knows? Yeah,
he wants to make Lahinch in 2026, but he was talking to me there on Saturday, and it's just incredibly tough. He was bogey free at the weekend in Czech Republic and still only came T40 and pocketed just over $1,500. That's nothing.
You're better off going
to
work.
You might as well just not take the paycheck, because you probably spend more already.
And that's what he's doing.
By the time you get it, and he said he just gave it a go for 6 years, and it hasn't worked out. And when you're down at that level, the opportunities are they're slim pickings.
Yeah.
And you're he won on tour, and no one can take that away from him. He won on the Euro Pro. Won the K Club Pro a couple of years ago as well. He did have
series as well. He's a few bulls in the collection as well, like Mallarney,
Bull King.
The Bull King.
But he has had some success. But he's 31 now, moving on to a new phase of his life, and you just can't keep juggling everything like he was.
Yeah. No, fair play to him. We'll get a deeper chat with him. But it's hard. It is hard to know when to walk away. And you look at guys.
But his tour career was on a kind of a season by season basis for the last couple of years. Anyway, he said that himself. And his goal was to win the Challenger card this year, and obviously hasn't done that. But he said he's not as disappointed as he could have been if he was just completely giving up golf. He's not.
No, he will be a dangerous amateur if he gets his status back quickly. He'll keep his eye on. He's a top player. He's so good, and he'll do damage. But it's just the margins are so fine, and when I see guys winning on the Challenge Tour last week, Ewan Walker,
Yeah.
Did you see him? Like, and he lost the amateur championship final to. That's who Jimmy Sugru beating the final out in Portmarnock in 2019. You look at the difference in there. Like, he's looking like he's kicking on to get his full. He's won twice in the Challenge Tour now. He's looking like he's going to kick on and get his full DP World Tour card. And you don't hear from James Sugru anymore at all. Like, the margins are so fine. They really are so fine. So, on fine margins, Sarah Byrne, LET Access. Talk to me.
Yeah, this was a tough one. It was definitely one that got away, and it's a shame that it had to come in the final event of the LET Access season. Yeah, I think she was 4 ahead at one stage late on Saturday, and goes into the final round with a 1-shot lead and ends up coming 4 short. Yeah, she made too many bogeys over the last, I think, 21, 22 holes. And that kind of done her out of it. But, like, she's only starting her pro career, and, like, if you learn from that, she should be pretty much okay.
Yeah, she's serious game.
Yeah.
She does have serious game. Did you talk to her after it?
No. Did you?
No. No.
I think that was on Mark.
That was on Mark. Okay, yeah. And then you look on the collegiate side. Anna Foster got a win yesterday.
Yeah, great for her as well. And she picked up $3,000, which when you're starting off isn't too shabby.
Yeah.
She shot the low round of the day and the low round of the week all at the same time to win. She birdied her last 2 holes to win by 2.
So what tour is this on?
I don't know. Somewhere in America. I don't know what it is.
But no, it's good to see her. It's good to see her progressing along. Like, and any win is a win.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And she beat the women's amateur champion from Portmarnock as well, Melanie Green. So there was a decent caliber of player playing in that.
Yeah. Okay. Not one to watch.
I couldn't even find a trophy picture of her or a leaderboard. God love her. Like.
Well, I sent you links to the leaderboard.
Yeah, the 25th Maryland Women's Open.
Yeah.
It was a milestone year for the event.
A milestone year. Irish winner. No, it's good to see Anna Foster doing that. Anything else in Roundup you want to hit on before we jump into heroes and villains?
No, go on. Give us your heroes.
There's one hero for me this week, Johan Rupert, having the foresight to try and speed things up in the global game. We went into it at the top end of the podcast. Stand out for me. You?
I'll think of a hero in a minute, but my villain has to be Bobby Mack as well.
We're on the same page.
You're on the same page.
Go on. Like, I'll read out the comments. So, yeah.
Just play better. Like, just play the hole better. Like, don't double bogey it on the Saturday and bogey it on the Sunday.
Exactly. No,
drive it over the hotel. Like, don't be a bitch about it.
Yeah. Like, so he was quizzed up by the Scotsman. I'd say it was Martin Dempster. Caught up with him afterwards. Like, it appeared all over social straight away. So I don't think there are many worse holes in golf, he said, about the 17th in St Andrews. I think it's a terrible hole off the back tee. It doesn't need to be modernised to bring excitement. It needs to be a hole that you're able to hit a golf shot into, and not one where you just hit it into a green and try and get up and down. Like, yeah, I like
that. That all depends on the placement of the pin, though, doesn't it? If you're placing it behind that bunker.
Listen, he's given out about, like, the hole was lengthened in 2010 to 495 yards. Yes, it's played the most difficult hole on that golf course since then, and rightfully so. It needs, like, the 18th is a hen run.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, there's chalk and cheese. You look at the combined par in any tournament between 17 and 18, and they level themselves out. Golf course design has to be a bit of give and take. Yeah, some people will look at the 17th as a bit gimmicky. You're hitting over a hotel. You're hitting down into a hole with a road at the back of it and a bunker that's a small bunker on the front left but a massive footprint that drags balls in. But, like, that's design for you. That's 17th is a class golf hole. Like, it averaged the toughest hole in the event this week. It was 4.57 strokes. It gave up just 7 birdies compared to 21 double bogeys or worse. So, yeah, it is a car crash. But that's golf. Like, McIntyre giving out, it almost plays like a par 5.
Blow it up, he said.
Yeah, blow it up. Like, they've tried to do things on this golf course that don't need to be done. Like, I don't know, you're losing the room, Bob. As a Scot to come out and do that.
He said while finishing tied for 25th.
Yeah, but, like, you're playing with your dad on the old course on a Sunday. Like, get out of your own way. Like, you're losing the room. Just golf your ball and shut up, like. There's no need for it. There's no need for
get your picture taken on the Swilcan Bridge and go home
with your dad. Like there's nothing more special, you know. And playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars with your dad, going around on home soil. Don't keep those thoughts as to yourself. There's no need. He's brought all this crap into his own inbox today, and I've no sympathy for him. Just because you feel like that doesn't mean you come out and you say that to the media after a round. Like, you're digging your own hole. Get into it. Good luck.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So we're unanimous on the
hero. Unanimous on our villain, yeah.
Jesus, poor Bob. But no, he's gone down. I just can't listen to him much anymore. He's just a bit petulant.
Yeah, he's a bit like Larry. He can be moody sometimes, isn't he?
I'm glad you said it, not me, because I'm always the one giving out about Shane sometimes. But yeah, it's two lads that ham up the local a bit, and then just when things aren't going your way, it's tough. It's tough, and I totally get it. Came late in his round as well, and Lowry made comments on this last week about a piece that he did with Paul Kimmage about having to talk to the media
straight after. Oh,
they don't have to do it in tennis and cool down, but you're I don't agree with that. You're accountable. This happened to Bob McIntyre in the 17th hole. He was obviously fuming when he came in, but golf your ball and get on with it, Bob.
Piers Morgan's my other villain as well. Did you see him?
No.
Jesus Christ. He was playing.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, in the Dunhill.
Okay.
And he hits the shot, and I think he got maybe a yard off the ground and went about 6 yards to his left, and that's as far as it got. But then he put up a tweet saying, at Sky Sports Golf, since you're so obsessed with trying to show all my bad shots, here's my second net eagle of the day, and we're through 6 holes or something. I was like, would you ever just piss off?
Get over yourself, Piers. It's not about you. It's a golf tournament for pros. You're just there to make up the numbers, get the viewing figures up, and right. I think that's a wrap for this week. We've gone just over the hour mark. So, anything else to hit on? No? Good?
No, I'm all good.
All good. Right, well, cheers for tuning in, folks. And again, cheers to Flowgas for sponsoring this podcast. That's 2 mentions in 15 minutes they've got. So, that ticks the box. We're good. Flowgas.ie. All your energy needs. We'll be back again next week. Cheers for tuning in.